Yo, what's up? I'm Edem, aka Go Get 'em. Oh, quite Kuulpeeps. Now, Kuulpeeps spawn. Oh, share Kuulpeeps news. Let's go get 'em. Did I pronounce the gun well? Charlie? Before. My favorite verse on the Gbavu remix is Joe Frazier for two reasons. It gives me a euphoric feeling of how I used to miss his presence, and I still appreciated the fact that he proved that his talent is timeless. These two reasons his verse was my favorite. Why you say see this who scratches? One who check gas any matches. Chucha fronty. I don't know, but hey, it's crazy. It took me putting a call through to him in Kumasi, having the patience for him to come to Accra, driving to his location, sitting down, talking, and then getting him to get in the studio with Mark Norman, and we made it happen. I think among the new set or the new crop of people, T-Flow has the edge for me. T-Flow has the cutting edge. He brings that kind of dexterity and that kind of hunger and artistry that I think that every new breed needs to have. Top 5 Ghanaian rappers, I'm going to mention in no particular order. But if I have to put number one, for me, number one is Obrafo, timeless. I don't think that anybody can outdo him on my list. I go for Comfort Kwade. He brought something different, something that after he's even gone or he's laid low, we've never seen yet. Moving away from that, Tiny has done impeccable with using his language to appeal to everybody and everybody, and I think Manifest is a top MC on that list. The last person I'll put in without missing the point is Sarkodie. He's been around and he's held the fort, and I've seen him in the studio, and he's an awesome MC. It's perception. Perception from stakeholders in the business, perception from people who are on radio, and sometimes it's subliminal perception. So the DJ doesn't spin your record not because he doesn't want to spin it, but because he hasn't been used to spinning records from other dialects. Also, when I say from stakeholders, people don't want to partner with you when you're trying to push your brand because they don't think that a non-Akan speaking artist can use his tool to sell their product. And so that is also it. Also, stakeholders like the VGMAs and people who sit on boards, majority of them don't understand your language. For example, Wiyala, they don't understand her language, so the probability that she might win the Songwriter of the Year is very low because most of the people on the board are Akans or don't speak the language. And so even if she sings about peace or Sharifa sings about peace, she might never make it to the Songwriter of the Year category. Yeah. Well, I think that my biggest challenge, without a doubt, is the fact that people are still sleeping on you, not intentionally, but because there's always a ripple effect when an artist has to be big. Your immediate environment has to hold you, and everybody has to make simultaneous noise about you or buzz about you. It's going to help you cross over to the continent. That's going to help you cross over to the globe. In the case of being an Ewe artist, you have people who know that you're talented, but still are in between the interest of taking sides with where they are tribally aligned to and also showing love to you. So yes, you're my favorite, but if it comes to who I have to support somebody who's coming from where I'm coming from. And that is one of the biggest challenges. The second is the fact that people still have doubts about your capabilities, even though you've proved it 1,010 times, because that is just the way people are built. We've spanned over 50 and we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. What people have to know that there was a certain type of music on radio for this whole while. And so taking the effort to introduce people to something new is going to take some time. So those are the challenges. MUSIGA is an association, and once you are not a member, so it's by choice. Once you are not a member, when you form an opinion, I think it's invalid. Because for you to form an opinion for a group of likely-minded people, you have to be an associate to the group. Most of the people who form the opinions are not members. They don't even have registration cards. You can't identify them as members. And so how would somebody represent your interest if you are not a member of his group? So the people who have to come out and raise concern are people who are members. Now, without a doubt, MUSIGA, just like any other institution, and I mean Ghanaian institution, has things to take care of that don't stem from the people who take over the mantle, but that is deeply rooted in structural and let me say regulations and laws and things that will make the institution be able to run. About having intentions of being a MUSIGA president, I have a voice. I speak to issues. If I get to the point where I believe that I can make impact in that area of the music, and the music is my key interest, I will step to the front line, and when people give me the nod for it, I'll take the challenge and I'll run it. Speaking on the issue of if we feel Obo has done enough for MUSIGA, I don't think that the average artist and what they want, anybody in the MUSIGA office would have done enough. What the average artist really wants is a future. That is what people don't know. What the artist wants is a future. Once any artist feels that their future is secure, they never really have a problem. And the future and the snit of an artist is royalties, mechanical royalties, and monies that are paid after they are done being active with the music. And so once there is no plan in place to be able to give an artist royalties when he's 60 and not active, the artist will forever be angry. And this thing has nothing to do with who is sitting in an office. It has everything to do with regulations, laws that have to be enforced. And I'm sure that people know that when they hear of enforce, it doesn't have to do with MUSIGA. It has to do with three arms of government: the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary, and then the forces. That's why they say enforce. And so personally, Obo has done what Napoleon couldn't do as a young person getting into that office, because bearing in mind, when you get into that office, you can practice music actively. So he killed his career to be in that office. And he has set up the Aged Musicians Fund. He brought back the MUSIGA Grand Ball. He activated the Ghana Music Week. He has actively engaged all the regional bodies that have ever been involved in MUSIGA. Before Obo, you wouldn't hear of regional bodies being engaged in affairs. And so people should give him some credit, but give him pointers as to where they think that he has fallen short for him to be able to strengthen and move forward. But if it has to do with attacks and nothing that has to do with solution, I think it doesn't make sense.